old boomer, I think that's a perfect segue into this story here about this old boomer. So Bill Maher, for those of you guys who don't know who Bill Maher is, no, Bill Maher was, I guess he has a few of these episodes of his podcast in the bag. The Kanye episode, apparently he has that. You were telling me about that, right?
Wait, he has a Kanye episode?
Yeah, I thought you told me that.
Oh, maybe I read that somewhere. But he definitely seems like he would have 30 of these bagged and then he just releases them, way too late.
Yeah, and so a potentially missed bag of popcorn here is Steve-O was going to be on Bill Maher's podcast. I'll pull up this tweet just to show you some text up here on the screen. But basically, Bill Maher was going to have Steve-O on when he was promoting his stand-up special. I mean, good God, Twink and Twinker here. What the hell, these guys? And Steve-O asked Bill Maher if he wouldn't smoke marijuana on the podcast, and Bill Maher said that was a deal breaker and he was not allowed to go into the club random. 13 million views right there at the bottom of that tweet.
Now, what would you do? Let's say we get the call from Bill tomorrow to be on his show in 5 years when it airs, okay? And then we go, and then he would you sit through his smoking?
Of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But you're also not an addict like Steve-O. So
right.
That's the big consideration. Is Steve-O being a pussy here? Now, you told me this. He's been sober for how long, really?
16 years.
Yeah, 16 years is crazy.
This happened a few months ago, too, but this has been resurfaced again. I have a clip of him bitching about it.
I like fashion. What is that? The red glasses there in his stupid shirt.
Seriously.
Didn't him and Stav hang out at that stupid fashion show? Do you remember when Stav did that fashion show?
Was Steve-O there?
I think he was. That might be how they met.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, I love what you do. You talk about sex and food, two things I can still have, because it's not a drug.
Steve-O's not even like that to people, though, because Steve-O just seems dead all the time. Everywhere he is, he's just like, what? Who are you again? Yeah, that's kind of funny. He's like half alive.
Dude, yeah, sobriety is like so important to me.
Yeah, so here's a clip of him talking about it to this guy. This guy, all you need to know about the guest is that the guest is a faggot, and so...
Oh, Bet David, the worst guy ever. He's not even Jewish, and his last name's Bet David.
I didn't even... David. Okay, we'll get to Jews later. Don't worry.
We have enough on them. All right.
Because for me...
Late 20s, last time? Mid-20s? Yeah.
I bring that up
Liquid
because
death.
For me, I'm a clean and sober guy.
Oh, really?
Like, it's very important that I maintain my sobriety.
How long have you been?
Approaching 16 years.
Get out of here.
Get out of my fucking van.
It was 16
And
years.
I'm about to be sweet
Good
16
for you,
coming
bro.
up on
Congratulations.
it. Thank you very much. And there's nothing, like really, there's nothing that I value more than my sobriety. There's nothing more that I protect than my recovery. And I found it kind of upsetting when the Bill Maher podcast, which I saw you on, reached out, and they his thing is he smokes pot the whole time while he interviews people, and I said, hey, I'd happily go on there, but could he, while I'm on, out of respect for my sobriety, could he refrain from smoking pot?
He said no.
He said no. That's a deal breaker.
Wow.
And Mike Tyson's.
I mean, that's crazy. I don't know, but I kind of think, he's drinking the liquid death, which has got to have some estrogen in it. Is Steve-O becoming a woman is the real question. And you know what I think? I think if he went on there, he wouldn't even have the balls to smoke weed now. Like, he just seems like a pussy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, my initial thought is like, okay, if you've been... working at being sober for 16 years and sobriety, the most important thing to you, why the fuck would you cave to Bill Maher? If I had to smoke weed with anybody, Bill Maher would be at the bottom of that list.
Also, it gives you a chance to alpha Bill by being like, oh, so you still smoke, huh?
Yeah.
Still smoke? Still smoking, huh?
Still smoking, huh? You said you was gonna quit, remember?
Man, shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
You jerk off. Hey, can you do that one more time? That was awesome.
Oh my god! Check in for Johnny Hamcheck later.
Yeah.
Oh my! Still smoking, huh? Holy fuck, dude!
Yeah. Bill's just like already sitting in his like chair, like he's just
Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone.
Yo, do that again. Do that.
Bill jerks off to
I'll jerk off on your face. All right, we're gonna have to insert the clip there, I guess, or none of that's gonna make sense. Oh, Johnny Hamcheck.
Still smoking, huh? But the thing you said about Steve-O being a woman, I'll just kind of let this play so we can get a cease and desist from Steve-O. He does kind of look like a lesbian with his cute little haircut and his cute little Warby Parker glasses, but again, sorry, the point I was trying to make was if he's so strong and sober, why would he like cave to Bill Maher? Like, you can't get questioned about why you're sober.
I mean, pot's got to be like the easiest one to not do. I mean, it's the most, like, it affects you the most. Like, you have to sit there and smell it.
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh man, now I need weed. It's not like a cigarette. You know, like if you've smoked cigarettes for a while and you smell one, you're like, man, I could really go for one now.
And because, before you smoke a cigarette, you think, oh my gosh, secondhand smoke, it's so bad. But then once you've smoked a cigarette, you're like, secondhand smoke is like a donation. You're giving. Thank you. This one's RFK. And this one's Steve-O. But it's like, can Steve-O like not go to bars? Can he not see someone wearing a Budweiser shirt?
Shows at stand up, like at clubs.
Yeah, I
where
know.
people are drinking in the crowd.
Does he shut
and
it
people
down?
are probably offering him every time, like, come party with us, Steve-O.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, please. Maybe someone just picks him up and carries him to his gay little podcast van so he doesn't get offered a drink. Because he said on like some podcast he did so many of them to promote this gay thing. He was like, my booze bone is connected to my weed bone, which is connected to my coke bone, which is connected to my pill bone. Yeah. And it's like, dude, that is just a little song that they sang to you in rehab because you're stupid and brain dead. Like, the weed bone's connected to the coke bone, and
Yeah, I just think he might be a mentally weak person. I mean, I just think, it's like with most drugs, it's just you try them once and then you don't do it again.
Yeah.
And then if you do happen to get addicted, you quit, and then you just don't succumb to that pressure. That's all there is to it, people.
Yeah. And there's nothing glorious, and because a lot of people have been saying Bill Maher is a dick, which he is. It's like he couldn't just like take a gummy for the podcast.
That's
like,
true.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And who is this guy? No, Bill Maher's right there. What the hell were they talking about? No.
Jay Leno, everybody.
Yeah.
Who's Jay Leno? That's him.
Dude, Jay, who are you?
Look at his fucking uncovered feet. I hope Bet David's toes aren't out. That's not even okay.
Well, wait a minute. Is that a vape?
I'm Patrick Bet David. Well, he's like, what is he? He's a Christian.
Muslim Christian.
He is the worst.
Oh, it's a regular.
Have we
pin.
talked about him at all?
No,
I mean,
we haven't.
We're not gonna do a deep dive now, but have you watched enough of him he's just so full of shit. I don't know.
In this clip alone, I had to refrain from mentioning him because he does this whole thing. He's like, let me show you how I got Kobe Bryant on, or not who's it? LeBron James. Let me show you how I got LeBron James on my podcast. Let me show you how I got LeBron James on my podcast. I had set it up 1,000 iPhones that texted LeBron James. Anyway, sorry.
I wake up and I set those goals and then I follow through with my plans. Okay.
He's like a Gen X, like Andrew Tate.
Gen X Andrew Tate. Damn.
Podcast title right there, buddy.
Yo, Bluv. Wait, no, it's John. I can't do Andrew Tate, so I just have to do John. Andrew Tate got banned from chess.com, I found out.
What?
Yeah, not cool, because he's the best chess player ever. I guess he lied about his like rating and stuff, which, I mean, is that surprising?
So do you think he like spammed a chat room with like the N-word, or like deleted his account and just said he got banned so he could hide his chess score?
It said he was banned for violating the fair play thing, but he could have been cheating, like had a chess engine open or something.
Yeah.
He's like that Hans guy. Did you have beads in your butt? I'm Pierce Morgan. Did you have beads in your butt, Hans? All right.
Oh, wow. That's a deep cut. I remember. First thing you want to do when you play chess, do not put the anal beads in your butt. Oh, I'm Andrew Tate. Steve-O, fuck Steve-O. No, seriously, fuck Steve-O though. There's nothing noble about being a millionaire with the resources to get sober and then walk around for 16 years thinking you're brave because you're sober. No, you're a fucking idiot. And like poor people getting sober, that's a story because they can't just go on a vacation to not think about relapsing like Mr. Steve-O can. And he's just like a huge pussy. I don't know. He comes across as a big one.
If you have the resources, that's the other thing too, because Bobby Lee's the other comedian. Well, there's all of them have their problems, but Bobby Lee, he's always having to go to like Arizona or Hawaii to sober up.
Right.
I just slipped through, man. I just drank. I don't know what the fuck his voice.
Oh, I have accidentally.
Oh, I have drank sake. Ooh.
Someone put sake in my shoes and sakis, and I had some.
It's just jokes, people. We're
Just
not
jokes.
making fun of Asians for real.
No. But I am making fun of Steve-O for real. And I also got to come in for Bill Maher at the end, though, because I mean, I'm glad that he wouldn't cave. And then I guess like Mike Tyson has like a podcast that's called like Weed the Podcast. And he's like, but they didn't smoke weed. They accommodated me. So why wouldn't Bill Maher? It's like, it's Bill's show. You're a guest in his house, you idiot.
I just wouldn't want to be around Bill Maher, but I would do his show because it would be one wild ride. Is this, wait, whose pod is this?
I think it's Steve-O's.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's the van.
Yeah, because I'm on a wild ride.
I gotta stay in my van so I don't relapse.
And why do they cut to the producers like they have anything to do with anything? That's the one thing in shows that drive me crazy now. I hate every producer.
This is Ben Avery's dad. I mean, that's exactly what he looks like.
It is like it is like the face app of like putting facial hair and making Ben a little bit fatter or making his brother skinnier. I don't know. One or the other.
I had some tips too for if anyone out there ever meets Steve-O. So I can show you, there's some really cool stuff. So you can check this out. So you can get one of these costumes here. You can make it yourself.
Ooh.
You can go up to him and be like, yo, Steve-O, come take me.
Gotta go.
And then, you could dress up as like a giant blunt and try to go shake his hand. I thought about this because you asked me this a while back. What would it take for me to smoke weed again? If I knew that Steve-O was like within the vicinity of me, get me a cigar-sized blunt, like a big Burt Kreischer cigar-sized blunt.
Oh, yeah.
Give me like 3 months head notice so I can train my lungs like how the free divers do so they can dive for like 10 minutes so I can inhale and I'll balloon like a balloon with all this weed smoke, go up to Steve-O and be like, and just blow it in his face.
Nah, I'm melting. I'm melting. I mean, what do you think's going to happen, Steve-O? You're barely even going to get high from that. Honestly, he would chill out and then he'd realize why he started smoking weed to begin with.
Yeah.
Which is because it's relaxing.
It could help him out. It could chill him out. So
I got back pain. Okay, then smoke some weed, Steve-O.
I don't know where my back pain came from. Anyway, we're shooting Jackass 14.
And, it is interesting. The whole Jackass crew post, I guess, Jackass 2 or something. They're very interesting because, you have Ryan Dunn, who
dead.
We have nothing but good things to say about him because he died in his prime.
Yeah, and he tweeted after he was dead, which is maybe the most impressive thing I've ever seen. That's the most Jackass
That
thing
is the
ever.
best. Which, you know what, going on Bill Maher's podcast is his stunt for Jackass 7.
I'm gonna sit here and not relapse.
Every day is a Jackass for him. But then you have Bam Margera, who's crashing and burning at such an accelerated rate, but he's fun to watch. And we kind of feel bad for him, we'll laugh, but we feel bad. Who else? Johnny Knoxville's like normal.
No, he's not.
He's not.
No, I don't like any of them because they all have the cosmetic stuff. And I mean, I guess I can't blame them. They have their teeth knocked out. I guess I can't blame them for getting new teeth.
Yeah,
or new
true.
hair. But I don't know. They all look so fake and weird. And they do the podcast thing. I think Johnny Knoxville is just as bad as Steve-O.
Okay, yeah, that's a good...
He does the rounds, and he's probably more entertaining, but because Steve-O's just kind of like Eeyore.
I guess I would put Steve-O still at the bottom, but I haven't done enough research on Johnny Knoxville.
And I don't know about everybody else. I think they're probably just on Cameo. Like what Rob the Machine or whatever.
Yeah.
Rob the...
Oh, and see, look at this, Steve-O. These are chill pills, by the way, so you could take this and it would be fine.
And they're prescribed by a doctor. What, you don't trust doctors now?
Yeah,
they probably saved your life 10 times, Steve-O.
Dude, I got 12 boosters. That's the only thing I can be addicted to. So it's the boosters for me. You want to see me take my teeth out?
He does that on every podcast, too. It takes his teeth out. Wish he'd lose an eye so he could take his eye out. That's more impressive.
Does he have BetterHelp as a sponsor? He has like the mental health thing, probably.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Dude, it's helped me so much, even though I went to a real psychiatrist.
Yeah.
BetterHelp helped me when my chauffeur drove me to therapy as like a pre-therapy.
There's Steve-O. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say on this? Or?
When I took the opiates, I couldn't therapy or therapoop.
I don't know. Fuck you. Look, I don't know what all his problems are, but it sounds like they've been resolved many, many years ago, and he wants to live in fear, and he's missing out on hanging out with Bill Maher on the most chaotic show on the internet, and I would go in a heartbeat. So, Bill, if you want a couple of goons on, have us on.
Yeah, we will gladly accept. You know what was crazy too about the article about it? It was saying that Club Random is like branching out and doing like what Tom Segura does, where he buys all these other podcasts.
Oh yeah, a young black female, Candace Owens is probably going to go there.
You know who is on there? Kevin Garnett is going to do. It's called.
I want Brittany Venti now. How about little Brittany Venti comes on my podcast
with
now?
her? She's black enough for me, okay?
Wait, Kevin Garnett? Wait.
KG Certified is going to be the name of Kevin Garnett's podcast.
He's on Bill Maher's. Are you serious?
like network, yeah.
I think he has a show on like Showtime though. That would be a weird jump, to go from all the smoke to all the smoke.
All the joke.
All the smoke is an NBA podcast on
Okay.
Showtime. So all the smoke to all the smoke.
All the joke is what, the other two make more sense. It's Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan.
Hell yeah.
Why
I
have
love Billy Corgan, baby.
this whole time he thought he was Bill Burr. So he's like, so when you got into stand up, you could like say whatever you wanted. Getting on stage,
What's the Smashing Pumpkins song?
2-day, like
I love smoking a blunt and listening to that song.
and then Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit will
My
apparently
girl
have,
was in town this week or whatever. Fred Durst, really?
yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
So we got Fred Durst, Billy Corgan, and Kevin Garnett.